My name's Jane. We're going to be doing some foam rolling today, myofascial release. Do I have any injuries we want to go over today? Left foot, all right. Anything else? Anything tight? All right. We'll just do a full body.
I got a really bad
Shoulder. What movement makes it hurt?
Any pressing movement.
So like overhead press?
Bench press, overhead press. I've been beating it up over the years and it's getting really bad.
All right. I got lots of things for you. All right, we'll get you. But we'll start from the bottom, okay? So everyone stand up for me. We're going to take that ball. This is a little 2-inch lacrosse ball. We're going to go from the ball of the foot, and we're going to go on the inside. We're going to stop at the heel. There you go. Got to take care of our foundation, yes? This is a talking class, so if you do have questions, feel free to ask. I've been studying nutrition for 20 years. So if you have questions about vitamins and minerals, and I'm a personal trainer, so I can help with forum questions as well. How's that feel? Special? All right, take it to the inside of the foot, right where it goes to the heel. And we're going to go in and out. So that's the insertion point, so some stabilizing muscles for your ankle. Yeah. Why does this hurt so much? I know, right? You felt this muscle's relaxing. All right, go ahead and take it now to the middle, right underneath the toes, and just stomp the heck out of it. And using the same pressure, move it to the back of the foot. Yeah, it's special. Breathe, breathe. And make another pass. Yeah. Good. All right, now, ooh, I just popped. Now take it to the edge, underneath that little pinky toe, and go back and forth. Taking care of your feet is very important. Common posture imbalances for your feet is pronation and supination. So when we have the foot coming in, what happens is we take the weight off the outside of the foot, putting most of it on the ball of the foot, making the ankle out of alignment with the knee and the toe. What this causes is a dislocation in the front of the foot, this big toe, and then toe comes in, right? So what we want to do is make sure that our arch is supported. And some therapy exercises to help with that is spreading the toe in the floor and then actually pulling it up. So you're activating that arch muscle. That actually helps support that arch. And then when we're walking around in our house, make sure you're using a supportive slipper, like a bionic slipper that has orthotics. Yes. Yeah. I don't think we're friends now. Oh, wait. Yeah, but you'll feel better afterwards. Yeah. All right, so let's switch to the other side. Yes. Let's talk about shoes. Now that we talked about imbalances.
What are your thoughts on barefoot shoes? Because I've been wearing them for about a year now.
It depends on the shape of your foot. If you have a strong arch, if you have a low arch, high arch, I do like having supportive shoes. It just depends on your alignment, your hip, ankle flexibility. So if you want me to set you up for class, I'll have a little bit of time. Me personally, I have a very high arch, and so I like to have shoes to support that. I find that this shoe, which is the Mizuno Wave Creation, it is made as a running shoe, but I do lift in it. The back sole is not as high as traditional running shoes, so it doesn't give me that forward tilt when I do my squats. So when you assess your shoe, you'll make sure that the back is nice and firm, and then when you bend the shoe only bends where your foot bends. Does that make sense? Are you all in the middle of it yet? That's my favorite part. So smash that middle, right underneath the toes, and take it out nice and slow. Yes, breathe, breathe. We walk on our feet all day long, we gotta take care of them. Now take it on that edge, outside. Feel free to stay on your feet, but we're gonna go ahead and move downstairs to your calves. Go ahead and have a seat, grab your roller. Now we roll muscle, not joints. Muscle, not joints. So we're gonna take it, start my pants start to the back of the knee. Yes, to your calves. Myofascia. What is myofascia? Why are we releasing it? Myofascia supports our muscles, and when it gets tight, it doesn't allow the muscle to move in the proper plane. So if we want a tuck jump, and the muscle can't expand for the force, then our ligaments and tendons are going to take the force. This is what happened to me. I tore my Achilles. I don't recommend it. So you should roll out your calves, especially if you're running or if you have feet issue. For you, outing, go ahead and rotate on this outside and come back and forth. Yeah. Go. Yes. And if you still don't feel it, you can stack and do one leg at a time. And then you'll find out why you don't have a microphone. Especially to get closer to the knee. So the insertion points for muscles are typically very tender. And that's where it is around the knee. Yeah. If you find a knot, you can camp out that. You can go against the grain or with the grain. Feel free to switch to the other side. So if you're not a runner, why else would you roll out your calves? If you stand a lot, if you have a job, that requires a lot of walking, rolling out your calves will help take care of your feet, especially on the sides. Yeah. All right, any questions about calves? You alright? Okay, let's move up the body. This just gets worse. Okay, your quads. So I'm methodically moving up the body, front, back, front, back, front, back. So now we're going to move our quads. So from our knee up to your trunk. How many quads do you have? 4. I had somebody say 17 one time. I was like, close.
Where's your Latin?
Yeah, right? Yeah. So a lot of our exercises and our daily workouts are from the body dominant. So you're going to have a lot of muscle mass here. Alright, so you want to hang one hip off. I'm going to hang my right hip off, and that way I can get to the inside of my left thigh. Yeah. So going back to the feet, yeah, it's special. Going back to the feet, so I talked about pronation, we got supination. I see this often when people are doing squats. They are outside, putting the weight on the outside of their foot. This actually causes the inside of the knee to hurt. So when we do that, we're overactivating our quad muscle that inserts right here. And so when you roll right up, that's what's talking to you. So these are your abductors. Abductors are also connected with your SI joints. If you have an SI joint issue, you want to stretch out your abductors. Yeah. Everyone's making faces. Yeah. Just breathe through it. Just breathe through it. I hate to tell you, but you have another sign. One side might be worse than the other one. I can't tell you how many times I've watched people squat and they're leaning on one side. Oh, this one's definitely worse.
We can do it like a frog and get both sides.
Yeah. We'll use the strap too. Yeah, right there at the knee. Oh my gosh. Just breathe. Alright, if you thought that hurt, this is going to be a lot worse. Alright, so we don't roll on the outside of our legs. It's your IT band, a lot of nerve endings in here. What I want you to do is on the catty corner, right here. So when I actually do cupping on myself, this is the muscle that I get. This often gets tight and pulls on the front of the kneecap, which hurts the knee right here. Okay, it's called runner's knee. It's often because of tight quads. Alright, so just on the corner here, you might hear me make some noises. Just on the sides, I count 45. Breathe. Yes. I would say the slower you go, the better it feels, but that's a lie.
Thanks for not lying to us.
Yeah. I do lie a lot. Ouch. Alright, try the other side. Oh, goodness. At least you know what's coming. That might be worse. Yes. Breathe. Yes. Keep in mind you can stay here, but I'm going to go a couple more passes and move on to hamstrings.
Oh my god.
Alright, that's enough of that. Okay. Feel free to stay on there if you want to. So the opposing muscle group are your hamstrings. Alright, so let's flop on over hamstrings. So back of the knee to your buttocks. That's a technical term. Buttocks. So you're like, I can do this all day. I don't feel this at all. Your hamstrings are often underdeveloped, underused, so utilized. So if you stack, you might start to feel that. So doing one at a time increases the pressure. So when you combine stretching with rolling, you'll get more out of the stretch. You roll first and then you stretch, and that's what we'll do with our hamstrings here. Go ahead on the other side. So I'll teach you how to get your IT bands. We talked about not rolling them, but you roll the muscles around them, and then you stretch them. Does that make sense? There are some trainers and fitness professionals that do tell you to roll your IT bands. It's just a preference of mine.
I mean, you don't have to hurt that much.
Yeah. There are other ways to get that area. Alright, so going back to the knees, insertion points for your calf and also for your hamstring. So put that ball underneath your knee, starting on the inside of the leg. We're going to roll back and forth. Yeah. Special. So if you find a spot, you can just like camp out on it and just come. Yeah. So in the middle.
I hate you.
Yeah. I get that a lot.
It's better to say I love you.
You're right.
Going back to joints, what I find fascinating is when your ankles are not mobile, and when your hips are not mobile, the knee's the one that takes the brunt of it. So sometimes we'll treat the knee will be feeling great, and we'll go back to normal activity, and then our knee starts to hurt again. Going back to the root of the problem, which is typically the ankle or even the hip, the way to fix it. Does that make sense?
Only if I cross my eyes.
I know, right? All right, any questions about hamstrings? You got 3? All right, moving up the body. So let's go back to the front. These are my favorite flexors. The flexors are your culprit for lower back pain. So find your hip bone. Go about 2 inches south. You're gonna feel this really tight, small muscle. It's a little triangle muscle here. It's called TFL. You're gonna camp out that ball right here. And then when it starts to feel a little less pain, it's not gonna go away, but it's a little less pain. Then you're gonna move it toward the center of the thigh, and we're gonna move up and down to get that insertion point. Ooh, do that hip flexor. You'll know when you find it. Yeah, it's just camp out there. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So when we sit in our cars, our hip flexors get really tight. So that's why when we travel, when we get up, we have an anterior tilt in our hips. So we get out of the car and our hips are going like this, puts compression on lumbar spine. So that's why when I get out of the car, I do this. No one stares, it's totally fine. And I do the other side. So then that allows me, so my hip flexors get tight, so I can lengthen it back out, come back to neutral spine, which is shoulders over hips. Does that make sense? I'll be doing this next week, or this weekend when I fly to San Diego.
Yes. In the airport.
And in the airport.
Yes.
I won't run by there.
I mean, you know.
People might join in, actually.
People, yeah, they should have yoga classes at the airport. They're missing out.
I'll start one.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll just use my mouth.
There you
You
go.
want to do yoga? Big awesome. All right, you want to switch to the other side?
Everybody's in their comfies already.
Yeah.
Majority is.
So the other thing that, so we're riding in our car, we often have bucket seats, right? And so what happens is the knee gets higher than the hip joint, which makes the hip flexor even tighter. It's a short range. So if we put a pillow underneath our sit bones to raise our glutes, so then our quads are parallel with the ground, it actually really helps in keeping that hip flexor a little less tight. So when we stand up, your back won't hurt as much. Make sure you breathe.
Did you forget?
So this is a 2-inch lacrosse ball. You can't get, so really deep hip flexors are your psoas major and minor, which run along the spine. I like this 3-inch ball. It's an order ball. If you're gonna buy any kind of product, the order balls are the best. You get them on Amazon, they're like $15. This one, and then the 5-inch ball is about 20, I think. This guy, you would go about an inch from center line, and you would roll down, and it goes in and it inserts into the hip bone, okay? So up and down. It's quite awesome, if you want to call it that. But you'll know when you find it, and then you camp out on it. Anybody want to try this?
Getting your psoas.
Giving your psoas major and minor.
I'll try it.
Okay. You signed a waiver. There you go. Oh, there you go. So start midline, go a little 1 inch right or left. You have one on each side, and come down closer to the groin. So you go lay on it. It'll feel special. All right, so ready to move on? Now that we got opposing muscle group from hip flexors, are your glutes. Let's go over some anatomy. So you got your sacrum, which has 5 segments. You have your lumbar, which has 5 segments, and out here we have our SI joints, the sides. So we're going to stay away from this. Remember, we roll muscle, not joints. It's making a good face. I think you liked it. All right, so we're going to get, ooh, yeah. So this is the other ball that I really like. It's a 5-inch ball. So this is great to travel with. I will be using this one as well as the 3-inch ball. This guy, you would get on your glutes. I call it my booty ball. Yeah, it's special. Or you can use your lacrosse ball like Heather's doing over there. She's making a good face. Anybody want to try the booty ball? Or you can just step on it or sit on your roller like this. Yeah. If only that instructor would stop working our butts.
Right.
I love working butt.
I'm not complaining.
So glute max, piriformis underneath, glute med, and glute medius. These 2 muscles help also support lower back. They're often weak, underutilized, so that's why I kill those muscles. All right. Any questions on glutes? All right, we're going to get the other side and switch. So again, going over lower back pain, first culprit, hip flexor, second culprit, glutes, big quads, and hamstrings. If you can't get on the floor for the hip flexor, then you can take the lacrosse ball and go to the wall. Any questions on glutes? Settle down now, settle down. All right, time to make you cry. All right, let's go into the trunk. This is one of my favorites. I did promise you a stretch for IT, man. How do it on time? Yeah, we got time. All right, take your strap. So now that we've rolled out all the muscles around the IT band, we're going to lay back, flex the foot, take the strap. Oh. Extend your left leg. Breathe. Taking the strap into your left hand. Taking your right hand, anchor your right hip down. Now let the leg cross the body. While we're down here, let's talk about breathing. You take a big 360 breath. Feel your rib cage moving out and up and back on all movement lanes. Gotta bring it in nice and slow. Try the other side. Take it to the ball of the foot so the foot is flexed. Extending the right leg. Ooh. Taking the strap into the right hand, taking the left hand to your left hip, try to anchor it down. Now let leg across the body. Holy cow. Yeah, that's a lot. Good, bend the knee, bring it back nice and slow. All right, let's move up to the trunk. All right, take your ruler. We're going to start for your thoracic spine. So we went over lumbar, right? It's got 5 segments. There's 12 segments in your thoracic. All right, so taking on the bottom of the thoracic, so where the lumbar stops, the thoracic starts. Taking your hands to temples, bring your elbows in to open up scapula, and go to the base of the neck. Oh, yes.
I hear you, Pops.
Yes, lots of pops. Bring those elbows in, open up those shoulder blades. Get those rhomboids, mid-traps. Get your paraspinals. Yep. Yep. Now take a big breath. Feel the breath in the back. Exhale as it goes back up. In breath as you go down. Exhale. Rolling over to one side. Let's get, your serratus, intercostal muscles. Let's breathe into the side rib cage. Take a deep breath. Feel the ribs expand. Rolling back and forth. Right underneath that armpit. That's a lot. So as you roll, get closer to the armpit and have your lacrosse ball close. So just like we did with the knee, we're going to stick that lacrosse ball in your armpit. This is why we wipe down equipment. So we're going to roll it back and forth. This is going to feel special on that shoulder. Breathe. This is great for shoulder mobility. Yeah. Yes. Lots of good faces, I see. Don't worry, it gets worse. Alright, go ahead and lift up. Check this out. So take your armpit to about 2 inches in and up. So we're going to rest that ball right here and use your roller as the pillow. You'll know when you find it. Rectus vagus. Breathe. It's hard for me to talk during this one. Breathe through it. And that's enough of that. Opposing muscle group. I like to get the pec minor and some of our muscles right underneath our collarbone. So camp out right underneath that collarbone right here. And then we're going to run that ball down to the armpit and then in to get that pec minor. Typically this gets tight, causing the shoulder. This is for you. Causes the shoulder to come forward. And this is probably what happened. You were using your bicep tendon to do the press instead of pressing the shoulder back down and using your serratus and chest muscle, pec major. Okay?
That's exactly what it is because my bicep
Yeah.
starts hurting on bench press.
Yes.
Shooting pain down my arm.
I'm going to give you some therapy exercises to help correct it. Okay? But you're going to have to lay off all those other exercises until you fix it. Okay? So we're going to get here. So start with the arm bent. Start with the arm bent. Then we're going to extend the arm. And then we're going to open up and press into. So start with the arm bent. And then extend the arm. And then open. So chest gets tight, it causes the shoulder to round forward. This is another common posture imbalance. So what happens is the pecs get tight, the shoulders start to round, the hands come to the front, and then this hurts also your squat stance because you'll be leaning forward, pressure goes into the back, hurts bicep curls, also causes the neck to come forward, so forehead syndrome. What we can do is those McKenzie exercises to push the head back, helps with the curvature between the thoracic and the cervical spine. And then you need to open the pecs to take that shoulder back, and then we need to strengthen. So you got to do a lot of back. We'll be doing a lot of back work, which I love. All right, let's get the other side. So start just below your armpit. Work on that breathing. Just so you know, this is very common. I've rehabbed him. He did the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Isn't that right, Dad?
Yeah, he disagrees.
Smart man, smart man.
It's the safest thing
All right, so as we get closer to the armpit, we're going to take that ball, roll it in and out. Especially on the back side, so you get a little of that rudel, ooh, serratus. Yeah. Yes. All right, lifting up nice and slow. Taking that armpit 2 inches. This is the side I like to sleep on. So this one, he's always super tender. I do recommend that you sleep on your back. Because what will happen, so this shoulder is always messed up, and then my right SI joint wants to get messed up. You'll know when you find it. Lots of faces. Oh, there it is. So this muscle travels, so if you feel it in the front of the shoulder, you got the right spot. And it sometimes travels into the bicep. Yep, it's right there. Yeah, yeah. This is also out of the channel of C5, so if you have a neck issue, you're going to feel it here. All right, and we're done with that. I can't do that very well. So we're coming back into the front. Again, we're going to start under the collarbone, moving down to the armpit, and then inside into the back. So start with the arm bent. Start with arm bent, then extend the arm. Ouch. And then you can open up into it. And then roll out. Just breathe. So if you do computer work, this one is specifically for you. Because we're constantly in a rounded shoulder posture. As you roll, we're going to go over the exercise. So what happens when we do all these presses, we need to make sure that the shoulder comes back and we lock it in. So that I am using my back muscles and not this. These muscles are a lot bigger than our little tiny bicep and the bicep tendon right here. Because what happens is you'll come forward like this, and then when you you're putting all that tension right here. Does that make sense? So if I lock it in, then that way I can recruit all these muscles instead. Yes? So same for the bicep curl. We cannot bicep curl like this. Yeah? So you gotta take that shoulder and place it back and lock it in. Same when we're doing overhead work. We gotta lock in the shoulder when we go overhead. That way we can activate serratus, those are the intercostal, instead of having the shoulder up. Yes? Then we're using upper traps, which are always wanting to work. Calm down, upper traps. Calm down, right? Does that make sense? Alright. I'll let the top of that. We got one last stretch for you. I really like this one. So this is actually a stretch for your chest. This one's for you, Ashley. Alright, so sitting on the edge of your roller, you roll back. I love this one. Taking your elbows at 90, just let your chest fall over now that you rolled out. Breathe. Taking your elbows closer to waist or closer to your head, you're going to feel this a little differently on your chest. Couple more breaths. I ain't gonna get the inside of your shoulder blades. We did get a little bit with the roller, but if you use 2 lacrosse balls, it feels extra special. So if you don't have another lacrosse ball, we should have enough for everybody. Should go grab another one. So you're gonna take your lacrosse balls. Ashley, you can go yours. Thank you. So 2 lacrosse balls, you're going to put them on your upper traps here. Yes? And move back. So these guys get overactivated all the time, so go ahead and just release into those. So if we have that, and then extend our arms overhead, we're going to give our bodies a big hug by putting the fingertips back behind the shoulder. Then you're going to move your bodies up so these balls go in between the shoulder blades. Yes. Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Just breathe. If you find a spot that's special, you just don't roll on it. Breathe. I knew you guys liked this one. Oh my goodness. Breathe. Couple more breaths. All right, go ahead and roll over to one side. And when you're ready, press up. How you feel? That it's over.
Pressed upon.
Press upon. All right, give me a couple shoulders rolls back. Take a big breath, stretching the crown high. Exhale, bring the head over to the right corner. Letting the head feel heavy, but drawing down your left shoulder. One side might be tighter than the other. And breath as you rise. How you feel? Yes? Nice one, guys. Got questions? Come see me.